Om Shanti. Today is your 114th day of your godly blessing, the divine blessing in which God the Father reminds us that one simple mistake and one weakness in all of our souls, even after coming to spirituality or being somebody who's religious in their life, God says everybody has got this one big weakness, and that is with the letter I. I, me, myself. So God says we have to finish this, otherwise it is going to be very difficult to be liberated from your own sadness, from your own weaknesses. That is why people come into a high mood sometimes, because they get a lot of name, fame from people by saying, I have done this, I achieved this, this is my plan, this was my idea. People will praise you for some time, but after some time, because of the ego, they'll put you down also. I'll show you the door for going out, or the exit door. So God says, may you be free from these things. Let's see how He wants us to be free. So Baba says, may you finish the consciousness of I by practicing the incorporeal stage. What is the stage? Incorporeal. We say that God is incorporeal or nirakar. He doesn't have a physical form, not a bodily form, because He is a soul. A soul is like a point of light. That's what God has revealed to us when He came down. He said, I also have a form which is a point of light. I'm just a point and I'm light. So light also has a form. It has to emanate from something. So it emanates from the soul. So you two are incorporeal just like me. You are my child, so you look like me, but you are not me. So God has given us the knowledge that you are a soul, but we think that we are this physical body. If I look at myself in a mirror, I'll say I'm a male, but that is as per the physical body. But the soul is neither male nor female, so I'm genderless. So in that case, I come into equality with everybody on this earth. A soul is neither rich nor poor. If I see myself on the physical basis, I'll say I'm fair, I've got good clothes, or I'm rich, or I'm poor. But a soul can be rich or poor on the basis of virtues and qualities given by God, but not in terms of the physical world, rich or poor. So we have to understand that. Which I do I want to be in? I means this body, or I means this soul? That is the consciousness we have to decide. So God says, may you finish the consciousness of I by practicing the incorporeal stage. That's what we do in meditation. We learn how to be soul conscious, because God is always soul conscious. He's never body conscious. He doesn't have the consciousness of that I am fair, dark, handsome, or beautiful, or I'm rich or poor, or have got so much of wealth. Or He doesn't have those kind of thoughts. And we, being His children, we get into these kind of thoughts because we think that we are a body. And we have divided ourselves into different religions, different castes, different creed, even gender, even ethnicity, countries, and we have got all those tag names onto us, which are temporary, but we have become conscious of those tag names. That's why it becomes very difficult to feel incorporeal, that I am a soul. So that's what we practice over here. We try to practice the thoughts which God has given us so that we feel incorporeal just like Him, and we can connect to Him easily. So that's the practice. So Baba says, may you finish the consciousness of I by practicing the incorporeal stage and become egoless. So the right ego or the right pride is the pride of being soul conscious, not body conscious. So Baba says, at present, the most subtle and beautiful thread, very subtle, we don't even come to know that I've got ego. We say, no, I don't have ego, I'm humble. That's not thing, I don't say that. But Baba says, at present, the most subtle and beautiful thread is that of the consciousness of I. This word I takes you beyond body consciousness. It can take you beyond body consciousness because I means the true I, the soul. Then I am not connected to the achievements or the gains or the richness or the wealth which I have attained in this bodily world. I am detached from that. It doesn't define me. But this word I takes you beyond body consciousness and also brings you into body consciousness. If I think I am a body, then it will bring me into the bodily consciousness. See my attainments, see the wealth I've attained. I'm such a rich person. I've got so and so. I did so much of service. I gave them the money. Because of me, that hospital has got so much of, let's say, wealth, or that oxygen concentrator is there over there because of me. So all these things are going on in the world even when you're doing some service or in any other form. If you're paying money, if you're giving food to the poor, you say, I did that. And that name tag comes along with that. Or it's my achievement, it was my idea. I was the one with the idea first. And all that is I consciousness, which is impure consciousness. It is a bad odor of body consciousness. So Baba, he wants us to remove this, otherwise the spiritual journey is going to be very hard. So God says, when the consciousness of I comes in a wrong form, that is the one form which we have just discussed, wrong form, then instead of making you loving to the Father, instead of making us loving to the Father, that God would love us, that we don't have that ego within us so He can love us, instead of making you loving to the Father, it makes you loving to one or another, because we have said, I have done this is my idea, I donated so much of money, and people are like, wow, so nice, he's doing so much of work. So people, in the eyes of people, we become loving, but in the eyes of God, that's what happens, which we don't even realize. It's a very subtle thread. So God says it makes you loving to one another, soul, or to name, regard, and honor from those people. But from God, do we get the name? Do we get the honor? Do we get the regard then? Sorry, we don't get it at all. In order to be free from this bondage, what is the method? How do we get free from this bondage? And what is the benefit of it? We become loving to the Father through this. So God says, in order to be free from this bondage, constantly remain stable in the incorporeal stage. That is the biggest practice which we do at Brahma Kumaris. We learn how to be soul conscious day in, day out, while doing our karma, while sitting down, while thinking, while cooking, while doing every chore of your household or your office or your business. You are soul conscious and you do it. That's when you are loving to the Father and not to other people. So Baba says, then come into the constantly remain stable in the incorporeal stage, that I am a soul, and then come into the corporeal form. That means I am a soul who's making this body do the karma. That's a different thinking. Or I am a body who's doing this karma. Impure thinking. That's the knowledge at Brahma Kumaris. And then come into the corporeal form. Make this practice your natural nature. Because God doesn't ever come into body. Doesn't take birth through a physical parent. So He is always soul conscious. He is completely egoless because of that reason. That's why He's revered so much. He's praised so much in the whole world. And we just do something and we are like, I did this. This is my idea. And that's why God says, you don't become loving to me. Because you are not thinking that you are incorporeal like me. You're thinking you are corporeal and you need the desires and the name and fame right now from people. That's what makes you impure. So God says, make this practice your natural nature and you will become egoless. So how do you practice that? That you can learn at Brahma Kumaris, the soul consciousness practice. And I leave you with this beautiful Vardhan. Have a blessed day. Stay safe. Stay home. Om Shanti.